Hello everybody, my name is Robert Sagady, also known as the Commenting Collector. Welcome to the special edition VR or video response for 4-leaf cards. I'm doing the YouTube Sports Card All-Star team, and I just want to stress that this is for sports cards. So I do have a lot of crossover channels that subscribe to my channel, and with all due respect to them, they're great channels, but unfortunately I cannot include any channels in this all-star lineup that doesn't have sports cards in it. So we'll give you guys a shout out in the near future, because I'm one of those crossovers where I'll have cards, but I'll also have other types of collectibles, comic books, etc. So don't feel bad if you weren't put on this list, because the parameters of the VR doesn't allow that. So anyway, before we get started with that, I'm going to do a little primer. I'm going to do a little mail day, and I'm going to be a hand model. And I will have to give credit to John 3D 80s Kid Kaufman for that hand model reference. I like it. It's kind of in the spirit of George Costanza when he got that hand model gig. And then of course, typical vintage George, it all went south when I think he burnt his hands on an iron and ruined his lucrative earning potential as a hand model. So I'm going to open this, and it's actually been pre-opened because I didn't want to bother everyone with me trying to rip open a package. And what did we get? Wow. Badass. Good Guys. Official Chucky photo cards. And I'll set this up. Well, actually, I'll show you the back first. It's sealed, unopened. It's Chucky. No, or is it John Gruden? I'm not sure. No, actually, it's from the movie Child's Play, which came out in 1988. And this is actually not that old. It's 2018. Good Guys trading card wax pack, and it's from a company called Fright Rags. So this isn't a Tops or anything. It's oops, that's scary. It's Fright Rags. So oh, just a little quick backstory on this. I saw this on eBay about a half a year ago, and I was going to bid on it Sunday night, maybe with an hour or so left, because I didn't want to show my cards too early. So I put it on my watch list, and of course I forgot about it, and it went really cheap, which it usually does if you forget about something. So I kicked myself for missing out. And again, if you forget about an item and then remember it after the auction ends, without fail, it seems like they always go really cheap. But, of course, on the contrary, if you don't forget about it, then it always seems to go for more than you can afford. But, there's no regrets. I just waited, and it took about 6 months. It finally came back on eBay for an auction, and I made sure I didn't miss out on this one. So, hope you like this. I think it's really cool. A great addition to my unopened collection. Okay, without further ado, let's go over my 15 channel all-star roster. First, geez, Mikey. eBay bargains on his show galore. Entertaining as heck. He's a Dodger fan. Don't hold that against him. He's great. Then we've got Picker Jim's sports cards. Great collector. Very responsive and engaging. Then I have one of my favorites. Where'd You Get That? Is the name of his channel. He's very eclectic. He's a very eclectic collector, which is right up my alley. Many different things. Disguised cards. He's a TTMer through the mail, which is always a great watch. Oh yeah, he won my contest, my first and only 50 subscriber contest, in which I gave away the football cards from the players that transitioned to the Hollywood acting career. And so yeah, Disguised Cards won that contest, so good for him. Vintage Pack Collector. We're kindred spirits in regards to the world of the unopened. So if you like unopened, definitely check out his channel. Clean, cheap seats. He's like the Ken Burns of baseball cards. If you like the history of cards, want to see some cool cards, check out his channel. 3D 80s Kid, who I mentioned previously. Gosh, he could have been a coach. He's a YouTube influencer. He hasn't been doing this for a long time, but he's definitely one of the must-watch channels. And now he's part of the For Collectors channel. So even better, even not better, but just more interviews and just more great content. So check out his 3D 80s Kid and For Collectors. Vintage Cards Steve. Vintage Cards Steve. I consider him a triple threat. He's a triple threat. He's got a great channel. He's an engaging subscriber and just an all-around great guy. What more can you ask? Brandon's Baseball Cards. The godfather of the unopened rack pack. Before my channel got started, he actually invited me to be on his podcast to share my collection. So I'll always be grateful for that. That 70s Card Show. He's definitely a cultural contemporary of mine. Great show. Junior Baseball Fanatics 12. He's the present and future of collecting right here, wrapped up in one. He is the card-munity. Sooner D. Simply said, he's a great man with a great channel. Dustin and Blake. Fellow Minnesotan, go Twins. Mookie Chilson. Quick-witted. No one works the count like Mookie. Clemente Collector. Of course, you can tell by his name, he's actually, I think he's working on the run. So I consider him like a Clemente super collector, but he's got other cards, other things to show. But some fabulous representations of Clemente, of course. And then he's also part of the For Collectors channel that I mentioned before. Let's talk about the rookie. So that's the first 15 in the lineup. Now I'm going to nominate or announce my two rookie of the years. First, Billy Ballgame Sports Card. He's a father, husband, retired soldier, educator, coach, sports junkie, and avid sports card collector. He collects mostly baseball from the modern era back to vintage. He also dabbles in basketball, football, and hockey from the junk wax era back to vintage. He's a great member of the card community. More importantly, thank you for your service, Bill. Second, Rookie of the Year is Father Son Vintage Cards. Just a father and son making a run on some vintage cards. Learning something new every day together and loving the hobby. They're both big Yankee fans. The son is a big Knicks fan. Most importantly, Dad is a firefighter. Thank you so much for your service. Okay, And now I'm going to name the coaches. First off, a collector's dream. Like Prince, Oprah, or Gandhi. Just reference his name, Orlando, and everyone in the community knows who you're talking about. He's a class act. The next coach would be Chasing Cardboard. It's kind of a double entry here with Mike Moynihan, who, without his podcast, Golden Age of Cardboard, I probably never even been part of this community. That's how I discovered it. And he's got a great channel, of course, on his own, Baseball Collector. But now he's hooked up with Ty Wilson in the Chasing Cardboard group. And man, I'm sure everyone knows about it. If you know about it, I know how much it's how you know how great it is, how much you appreciate it. If by chance you don't, you got to check out Chasing Cardboard. It's just a well-produced, it's professional basically. Lou Rock TV. His passion is infectious. John Mangini. These are all coaches. John gets it. He's many people's mentor. Or with his nunchuck skill, shall I say, sensei, including mine. Junk Wax Hero. I can't remain impartial. Sorry. He's my favorite YouTube channel. Man Crush? Maybe. Chris Sewell. Baseball card collector. Oh, by the way, this is my last coach. Baseball card collector, investor, dealer, in that order. He's not a subscriber of my channel, but it would be like leaving Brady, Jordan, Gretzky, or Mays. Better yet, Ripken off the list. So you got to go with Chris Sewell. Put him on here. So again, obviously I'm grateful for all my subscribers. That's why I individually give you guys a shout out in my videos. It's all about gratitude here. So I appreciate 4-Leaf cards for giving us the opportunity to make our all-star lineup. Oh, by the way, 4-Leaf cards. He's my commissioner on this team. So he's the commissioner. 4-Leaf cards. Check out his channel. It's great. So remember to like and subscribe everyone's channel that I mentioned, including mine. Until next Monday, if not Tuesday, tune in. Until then, good collecting. Woo, 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 woo.
Hands like these before.
They're so soft and milky white.
You know whose hands they remind me of? Ray McKigney.
Oh, Ray.
He was it.
Who was he?
The most exquisite hands you've ever seen. Oh, he had it all.
What happened to him? Tragic story, I'm afraid. He could have had any woman in the world, but none could match the beauty of his own hand. And that became his one true love. You mean, Yes. He was not master of his domain. But how, The muscles became so strained with overuse that eventually the hand locked into a deformed position. He was left with nothing but a claw. Traveled the world seeking a cure. Acupuncturists, herbalists, swamis, nothing helped. Towards the end, his hands became so frozen he was unable to manipulate utensils and was dependent on Cub Scouts to feed him. I hadn't seen another pair of hands like Ray McKegney's until today. You are his successor. I only hope you have a little more self-control.
You don't have to worry about me. I won a contest.